When I was younger, my favorite team was Manchester United. And all through the 90s and into the 2000s, they were winning trophies left and right. They literally became a juggernaut, a powerhouse in the world of European football and world football. And today I believe are valued as the most valuable sports franchise in the world, period, right? Whether it's soccer, football, baseball, basketball, it doesn't matter what it is. They had some lean years, however, when their longtime manager retired. And without going too into detail, although I could talk about it all day long, recently they acquired another manager, another coach, who came in about 3 years ago and started producing results. And the first thing he said was, this team is not fit enough. You guys are playing games against other teams, and towards the end of the game, you're starting to burn out, and they're still running. The first thing we need to do, he came in the middle of the season, but when the season ended and his first off-season took place and took charge, he said, all right, the first thing we are going to do, before we even think about acquiring other players, before we talk X's and O's and strategy, we are going to get fit, is what he said. And so his very young team began running and running and running and running. And even though they're not always the most talented today, they currently sit in second place and probably are going to stay in second place, but nevertheless. Second place with a very young team in the English Premier League is a very, very big deal. And it is because they increased their fitness. Their fitness. That is chiefly, for this coach, what matters. You are going to outrun the other team, he says, regardless, even if you may not be as talented with the ball as the other person is. You are going to run, and you're going to be able to run the entire game, and the other team is going to get tired before you do. And that's our goal here. And lo and behold, it produced results, and is producing results. And it is, from a fan standpoint, wonderful to see. I love seeing the hustle. But this morning in my homily during liturgy, I talked a little bit about that trainer to help us get to where we want to go. Make no mistake, we may talk about physical fitness, we may talk about running, we may talk about marathons and sprints and so forth, and Great Lent is kind of like this. But in reality, the Christian life is like this. Our life, our journey to God, requires some fitness. And like any good trainer who's going to come in and examine us, they are going to say, you're not where you need to be. That's not a negative comment, it's just reality. We are human beings. And so spiritually, every single time that Lent comes back around, the Triodion and then Great Lent, and then all the services begin, there is an acknowledgement in the hymnography, in the readings, in the prayers of the church. There is this given that we are not in shape, that we are not where we need to be. And that is why Great Lent, the Lord through Great Lent, comes and tells us, okay, it's time to get fit. It's time to run and run and run. And Great Lent might feel like that sometimes. It might feel like a sprint, it might feel like a marathon. The Christian life and fasting and praying and all those things might feel like a grind. But in the struggle, we grind it out and we get stronger. And we get fitter. We get more fit, not just for this journey, but for our entire life. And so as I said this morning, let me repeat again, because it bears repeating. Let us welcome this trainer to come into our life, as you are already doing by coming back tonight to church. Let us welcome Great and Holy Lent as an indicator, as a barometer, if you will, of our fitness level, and to say, Lord, I need a hand. I need help. In order for me to come closer to you, in order for you to douse the fire that's within me with my passions and tempers and envy and anger and whatever else we might have, in order for me to receive healing. Help me become more fit. In order for me to see those results. And again, ultimately it is God who grants us those results, if you will, but He's not going to do anything unless he sees us putting in a little effort as well. Just like any exercise, the more we put in, the more we're going to get out. And as long as it's the right regiment for us, and our trainer knows our body, and in this case our soul, we will see those results by God's grace. Let us embrace this 40-day period of our church, this beautiful period of our church, as such, as a time to get right, a time to get fit, and ultimately a time to celebrate the Feast of Feasts and to receive that healing in our life that we so desperately need. The Lord loves us, no matter our fitness level, by the way. The Lord loves us and always will love us. Nothing will ever change that. He came to earth and died for us and was risen from the dead for us, that we too might rise with him. God bless you. Kalisara Kosti. And once again, forgive me if I have offended any of you or hurt any of you during this last year. Lord knows that I'm the most imperfect among us. God bless you. Have a wonderful evening. Again, we'll just bow to each other and then come forward and get the blessing from the cross. God bless.